Way up high, where the clouds wear sunshine like a crown, there lived a very little raindrop named Charlotte. Charlotte wasn't the roundest drop, or the shiniest, or even the bounciest, but oh, was she curious. While the other raindrops napped on soft cotton clouds, Charlotte peered over the edge and gazed down at the earth below. "I wonder what it's like down there," she whispered. The elder raindrops chuckled gently. "You'll see soon enough," one said. "Today you're heading to Florida." And with a puff of wind and a swish of cloud, Charlotte began to fall until she landed, plip, right into a sunny sidewalk puddle next to a pair of tiny sneakers. Charlotte wriggled. "This can't be it. I wanted to see the world." Squish! Before she could finish, the sneakers stepped right into the puddle, and just like that, Charlotte was stuck to the edge of a shoe. The child skipped along, humming a happy little tune. Up ahead stood a shining white building with golden towers, colourful spires, and a smiling clock that sang as it ticked. Just above the entrance, the words shimmered like sunshine. "It's a small world." Then swish! The boat glided forward, and Charlotte gasped. Inside was a world of wonder. Children from every land danced and sang. There were paper lanterns glowing in the sky, snowy hills dotted with sleds, and even a camel that batted its long lashes. She saw little ones in kimonos, saris, kilts, and grass skirts. Tiny drums beat in Africa, maracas shook in South America, and in the Netherlands, a girl in wooden shoes twirled with joy. There were colourful paper suns in Japan, and kangaroos that bounced beside boomerangs. Each room was different, but the song stayed the same. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hopes and a world of fears. Charlotte listened closely. Her raindrop heart felt warm, not from the Florida sun, but from something else. Something kind, something true. Every voice sang together, different languages, same message. The last room shimmered with stars. Goodbye glittered in every language. Sayonara. Ciao, au revoir, see you real soon. As the boat came to a gentle stop, Charlotte smiled. She had dreamed of flying across the earth, but somehow, in one magical boat ride, she had. She let go of the shoe and floated back into the sunlight. She sparkled in the breeze, still humming the tune. She may have been small, but her heart felt big. Abigail was not like the other chickens. While they pecked at corn or napped in the shade, Abigail would gaze at the sky and sigh. "I know I'm meant to fly," she whispered. The rooster chuckled. "We chickens don't fly, Abigail. We cluck and strut and stay close to the coop." But Abigail didn't stop dreaming. Each night, while the animals snoozed, she looked up at the stars and made the same wish. "I want to see the world. I want to soar." One night, the stars twinkled a little brighter, and a breeze stirred the barnyard air. Something fluttered down from the sky, a paper airplane. It shimmered with sparkles and moonlight. As Abigail touched it, whoosh! It unfolded into a magical flying glider, just her size. A sprinkle of pixie dust floated around her, and before she could even cluck, the glider lifted into the air. First, she soared over elephants and giraffes on the African savanna. She glided over Florida's orange groves, where the scent of sunshine and citrus tickled her feathers. She zipped past the sparkling Eiffel Tower, glowing in the Paris night. She soared above icy waters, where polar bears waddled and orcas leaped beside her. Over the red rocks of Monument Valley, under fireworks in Disneyland, past the Great Wall of China, and above the sails of the Sydney Opera House. Abigail saw it all. With the wind in her wings and wonder in her eyes, Abigail laughed. "I'm really flying." But after a while, Abigail's heart began to feel fluttery. Not from flying, but from missing home. So she turned the glider and whispered, "Take me back." The barn was glowing with lanterns. The animals were waiting. "We believed in you the whole time," smiled the cow. "You saw the world," said the pig. "What was it like?" It was big and beautiful, but the best part was coming home. From then on, when Abigail looked up at the stars, she didn't need to wish. She just smiled because she had already flown. And every night, the breeze would carry her soft cluck across the fields.
It was nearly midnight. midnight at the haunted mansion, and the graveyard was buzzing with excitement. Tonight's the big concert. I hope the singing busts hit all the high notes. I packed snacks, ectoplasmic popcorn and ghost gummies. But when the hitchhiking ghosts floated into the graveyard, something was terribly wrong. The singing busts stood in a line, their mouths wide open, but no sound came out. Oh no, we've lost our voices. They were here yesterday. Now they're just gone. The hitchhiking ghosts gasped. A graveyard concert without singing? Unthinkable. We'll find those voices, and we'll be back before curtain call. With a ghostly swirl, they floated off into the mansion. First stop, the seance room. Leota, have you seen any floating voices? Not since last Tuesday, but the ballroom's been noisy. Too noisy. The doom buggy doors creaked open just for them. In the ballroom, ghostly dancers spun in circles, and a spectral organ belted out spooky tunes. But, no stray voices. I hear laughter, but no singing. I did hear strange humming coming from the attic. Up in the dusty attic, they found Constance Hatchaway humming sweetly to herself. Lovely tune, but have you borrowed any singing voices lately? Oh no, I'm a solo act. Try the library. Voices love to echo in there. The library was quiet, too quiet. Books floated lazily. A raven cawed. Nothing. Even the whispers are whispering. Meep! I found them! They were lost in a riddle book. I was just keeping them safe. You saved the concert. Gus opened the jar carefully, and the music swirled into the air, up, up, up and out the window toward the graveyard. Back in the graveyard, the singing bus stood tall once more. Testing, 1, 2, boo, we're back! The crowd of ghouls, goblins, and giggling ghosts cheered. The hitchhiking ghosts took their seats. Well, they floated politely and munched their ghost gummies as the show began. The singing busts belted out ballads, howled harmonies, and sang spooky songs into the starry sky. And that night, the haunted mansion echoed with joy, music, and a little bit of boo. Deep in the heart of the Wild West, where tumbleweeds rolled and mountains whispered secrets, there was a train unlike any other. It was fast, it was wild, and it was driven by a goat. His name was Gruff, and he wore a conductor's hat. Each morning, Gruff rang the bell, tightened his bandana, and bleated proudly, "All aboard the Gold Line!" The Gold Line wasn't just any train. It ran through Big Thunder Mountain, a place filled with rattling tracks, echoing caverns, and gold glittering deep underground. His crew? Well, it was a ragtag bunch of animals, a squirrel who shoveled coal, 2 raccoons in charge of lanterns, and a turtle who double-checked the brakes, slowly, of course. Gruff took his job seriously. He never derailed, even around the wildest curves. Well, almost never. One afternoon, as Gruff guided the Gold Line into a glowing cave, he heard a strange sound. Crack, rumble. The walls shimmered, the ground shook. Oh no, the mountain's waking up. Suddenly, bang! A golden geyser burst from the rock. The train leapt forward, faster than ever before. The squirrel dropped his shovel. The raccoons held onto their hats. The turtle hadn't even noticed yet. This is going to be a goat ride. The Gold Line shot through caverns and canyons over rickety bridges and rattlesnake gulches. They flew past bats, bounced over a waterfall, and zipped around a goat-shaped rock. Finally, with a heroic heave of his horns, Gruff pulled the brake. The train screeched to a stop, right back where they started. Everyone stared. Then the squirrel cheered, the raccoons high-fived, even the turtle clapped. Gruff just smiled. Welcome back, and remember, on this mountain, the wildest ride is always led by the goat.
High in the Himalayan mountains, where snowflakes danced on the wind, a group of animals gathered around a crackling fire. There was Luma, the red panda, Wren, the snow hare, Temba, the mountain goat, and Chuff, the tiny snow leopard cub. The fire popped, the wind howled, the animals huddled close. I once saw the Yeti, a blur of fur in the moonlight. I was picking berries when I heard a growl so loud the snow shivered. Then a giant shadow passed above me and the trees bent back like they were bowing. My uncle said the Yeti tears up train tracks. One time he was hopping across the rails when, crack, the path ahead was gone. He turned around and there on the ridge were glowing eyes and huge footprints in the snow. I've never seen the Yeti, but I've heard him. He comes from the deep caves of Everest. The mountain shakes, the icicles rattle, the echo rolls for miles. Suddenly a crunch of snow behind them. The animals froze. The fire flickered. A massive figure stepped into the light. Taller than Temba, fuzzier than Luma, and glowing with snow crystals. It was the Yeti. The animals braced to run, but the Yeti sat down gently, smiling with kind eyes and a toothy grin. He offered them a giant pine cone filled with warm honey berries. I heard stories and thought I'd join. You're not scary. The animals blinked, then smiled. Luma scooted over to make room. Wren offered toasted moss, and together they told new stories. Not of fear, but of friendship, bravery, and snowy snacks. And high atop the mountain, around a glowing fire, they learned a simple truth. Don't judge a Yeti by his roar.
Welcome to a tale of secrets and adventure set on the high seas. This is a story where legends come alive and mysteries are waiting to be uncovered. In a hidden cove beyond the edge of the map, the pirate ship Windless Wren bobbed gently in the fog. Down below, in the dusty treasure hold, a young pirate named Molly polished her spyglass and sighed. Captain says all the treasure's been found, but I think the best treasure is still hiding. Molly wasn't like the other pirates. She didn't shout or stomp or chase pigs around town. She liked clues, riddles, and things that glittered in the dark. That night, while swabbing the deck, Molly noticed a shimmer. She crept closer. There, behind a crumbling cannon, was a map. But not just any map, it glowed with ghostly blue light. Molly ran to show the crew. Old Pegleg Pete said, "That's the mark of Ghost Captain Bones." And Parrot Nell added, "Legend says he hid a final treasure, but no pirate has ever returned from the cursed caves." Molly replied, "Then I'll be the first." The crew lit lanterns and followed the glowing trail. They passed sunken rowboats, waterfalls made of mist, and skeletons still playing cards badly. Each turn on the map came with a riddle. To find the gold, don't look ahead. Follow the path where ghost crabs tread. Tiny ghostly crabs scuttled by, glowing green-blue. The pirates tiptoed after them, careful not to crunch a claw. At last, they reached a massive cavern with a crooked treasure chest. Molly opened the chest slowly. Inside, nothing but an old pirate hat, a cracked compass, and a note. It read, "The real treasure isn't gold, it's the crew that's brave and bold." The chest glowed. Suddenly, whoosh! The cave lit up with sparkling coins, jewels, and glowing lanterns. Captain Bones appeared in the mist, smiling. "You passed the test. Greedy pirates get nothing, but clever hearts, they get everything." They loaded the ship. Not with gold, but with laughter, stories, and just a little treasure. And from that day on, Molly was known across the sea as the pirate who solved the ghost captain's secret.
Through the windows of Space Mountain Command, the galaxy outside was dark. No twinkling stars, no glowing planets, just blackness. There's one place we haven't checked. The far side of the moon. With a whoosh of steam, the Space Mountain rocket launched into the dark. They zipped past sleeping satellites and through a silent asteroid field. At last, the moon appeared, cold and glowing. The backside was covered in dust, craters, and one old door built into the rock. Mira opened it slowly. Inside was a tiny, dusty room. In the center was a lantern, old, cracked, and barely glowing. A plaque read, "When the sky forgets to shine, light the way, one spark at a time." Mira touched the lantern gently. It flickered, then glowed, then burst. Suddenly, light poured from the moon like a waterfall. Stars blinked back on, one, then hundreds, then thousands. The crew zipped back home through a sky full of glowing constellations, spinning galaxies, and silver comets. Back at Space Station Polaris, the windows shimmered again with starshine. Well done, crew. Nightlight level restored, and high above Space Mountain, the moon glowed just a little brighter, thanks to one little lantern. It was a beautiful, steamy morning on the river. The Jungle Cruise boat Giggling Gator was full of brave explorers, and one very proud skipper.
Welcome aboard. I'll be your captain, guide, mechanic, lifeguard, snack taster, and motivational speaker today.
The boat chugged through the misty jungle. Monkeys swung from vines. Crocodiles smiled.
We'll be safe as long as we don't take a wrong view.
A gust of jungle wind swooped in and snatched the map right out of Joe's hand.
Uh-oh.
The passengers gasped. The monkeys laughed. The map floated up and away, right into a parrot's claws.
New plan. Let's get very lost.
They passed a family of elephants taking a bubble bath. They sailed past a waterfall.
Please stay seated. This is not a splash zone unless I steer badly.
But without the map, they missed their turn at the bamboo bend. Suddenly, a toucan landed on the rail. In its beak was a piece of the map.
Follow that bird.
The toucan soared ahead, weaving past temples and tree houses, leading them deeper into the jungle. They passed zebras on a picnic, a rhino trying yoga, and a hippo wearing goggles.
This river has everything.
At last, they reached a quiet cove. Floating on a log was the rest of the map, perfectly dry and surrounded by curious flamingos.
You, my feathered friend, are now the official co-skipper.
The boat rounded the final bend. The passengers cheered. The animals waved, probably. And the jungle echoed with laughter.
Thanks for cruising with us. And remember, if you ever get lost, don't panic. Just follow the jungle's jokes.